Hello, this is David Cherry. Today, what I want to be doing is discussing jQuery and how to get the height and width of an element. And so, anyway, in order to use jQuery, let me give you some basics, okay? You'll have to have within your script tab right here, all right, this line right here, okay? And you can use this from Google, all right, to be able to initiate and use jQuery. jQuery is a framework, a JavaScript framework, and so you'll need that line there. And this is just the basics, okay? I'm not going to go into explaining all this here, but you'll definitely need this line right here in order to use jQuery, all right? And so anyway, and then in jQuery, okay, we have what is called the document ready function. Okay, it's a function, but the function is an event, and so we have to understand that the function in itself is an event. Okay, and it basically what it does is it basically says, okay, everything's loaded in the document, then the function executes. Okay, and so that we want to understand that's what the document ready function basically does. It makes sure that everything's loaded in, and then it executes the function to put it out to the client. All right, now so this is your document ready function declaration right here. Okay, this whole thing right here we call a function block. Okay, and and it needs to be enclosed with a script tag, an opening script tag, and it needs to be closed with a closing script tag. Okay, now what we want to do, as I said earlier, is we want to get the width and the height of an element in jQuery, which is a little different, because we're using an external library than you would do it with just plain old JavaScript. All right, now the main thing to understand is that we have to realize that in order to create a variable, okay, this is actually a complete variable here, all right, you need to do it this way right here. Okay, now what we're doing is we're getting the height and width of an element, not by its ID, not by its class, not by its name, just by the element itself. Okay, and since there are no other divide elements within the document, I don't necessarily need to define the divide in any other way than this way, and I'll explain that later. Okay, so anyway, we got our document.ready function, as I said. Okay, so we have to declare a variable called width, and then I have an equal sign, all right, and I use double quotes right here. And the reason I have double quotes with this in here is because that would be normally the end of the variable, but it's not here because what we're trying to do is I got to add this to get the width and height. All right, so anyway, the best thing to do is to copy the code and to look at it and study it as you're learning jQuery and JavaScript. You'll get it. Okay, but this is what we need here to get the width. Okay, and this here is a concatenation operator right here, just to explain that. This is a concatenation operator. So this variable actually consists of two parts. It consists of this, and it consists of this, plus the concatenation operator right here. Okay, so it's a pretty complex little variable, if you want to call it complex, if you don't know what I'm talking about. So anyway, we define the variable with width, or you can use the keyword. This is called a keyword here. Okay, I could use const as a keyword, but here I'm not doing that. All right, but anyway, so variable width. Okay, we're defining the variable here. Okay, with the keyword var. All right, and we're going to define, and the name of the variable is width. Okay, then we associate a value to the variable, which is everything here. Okay, so to get the width, okay, we have to have this right here. This is the most important part right there. To get the width, it has to be defined like that. Okay, now let me show you a little something right here before I go on. All right, and I didn't have it there. All right, so let me show you a little something here. And this is just so you'll know off the bat, right offhand. Okay. Now, you see right here, here's the divide right here that we're going to be getting the information on. All right. Now, every element in HTML will have, its attributes. You have the attribute name, and then you have the attribute value. All right, like right here, we have a style attribute. All this right here is called the style attribute. All right. But anyway, so here's a basic idea of an attribute. ID equals 10. All right, that'd be an attribute. But we're not using any attributes here because we're not going to obtain the information about the divide's width, because we're not going to use any attributes to get it. So we're just getting the width of a divide, itself. So what we're doing is, is we're getting the element based on the tag itself. Okay. All right. So, and so this div stands for this right here. Okay. So anyway, this is how you basically get the width and the height of an element. Okay. And so you want to do it this way. In the variable output, okay, what I did is, after I did this, I redefined the variable here. Okay, I created a new variable called variable output, and basically what I did is I took the width and the height and put it into here with some break statements, so I can output it to the document, okay, to the web document, which is what you will see. Let's go back down here. Which is what you'll see right here. Okay, so this is the actual page here. All right, and so I got my title right here. I have the divide element here, which when you saw that style tag, okay, that's what gives the style the basic divide, and it shows a width of 450 and a height of 200. Okay, and and those are defined within the style tag right here. Okay, so we have a style attribute, and its value is this. So I have the height, I have the width, the padding, the margin, the border, the color, and as in border being 1 pix, solid red, background color is gray, as what you can see. So anyway, this is just the basic way to get the height and width in jQuery of an element. And I hope you enjoyed it. You can take this video and pause it at any time to type this out, to to build and learn to do jQuery. And but as I said earlier, I'm not going to get into all the elements. The main thing is just getting the code right here. Okay, this is the code. All right, and like I said, this is the document ready function right here. All right, it has to be written out exactly like that, and then you have your closing thing right here. Okay, and so anyway, and that's how you basically get it, get the width and the height of an element in jQuery. And if you know JavaScript, then I'm assuming you already understand what this means by getting into inner HTML. So let me go on that part right there. Okay, this is what I'm talking about right here. In order to put the information out that way, the document dot write, document dot write dot get element by ID. Okay, so anyway, that's basically the code. I'll leave it like that, and I hope you have a good day. And this is how you get the width and height of an element. And have fun playing with it. Have a very good day.